Why, hello there, everybody! Hello.
I hate this trash. That I don't know why that's just the one in that intro, that Bubble Bass thing. Just those two back to back. I hate this trash. That really made me laugh.
Amazing. Yes, it is the guy from the Patrick Show. And in case you haven't been here, in case you weren't here yesterday, you may notice that I worked fast. And if you have spent if you have the 1000K bit badge, you already have a Nostalgia Critic Bubble Bass emote. So
I gotta, yeah, I haven't seen those yet. So say, oh, there it is. Okay.
it's from the title card.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
Yep. It's if you have the 1K bit badge, you have that.
I almost look like Oppenfisher a little bit, because it almost looks like a fedora hat a little bit. The glasses, I think, kind of look like a fedora hat. Anyway, very well done.
Thank you. It was all Lucas. I was just like, I'm half tempted to do this. And he was like, give me 15 minutes.
It's like, I already have 5 versions of you to choose from.
Amazing. Fantastic. Well, yes. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We are aware that Doug was on the Patrick Show. Or, I mean, I guess you weren't actually on the Patrick Show, a Patrick Star Show.
No, they brought me in as a celebrity-ish voice to voice him just right there. That's why I love saying those lines. I hate this trash.
No, not quite. I'm sorry, everyone. Doug is lying to you. That's what Doug Walker does. No, I'm just kidding.
All wrong.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome to Chatting with Doug. We're glad you're here. I see we are already on a level 3 of this hype train. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. So let me get to the rules so that we can start answering some of these questions. First and foremost, we do give priority to the bit messages, since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we'll probably have time for highlighted questions, but please save your highlighting for the end of stream. If you do it now, I can't scroll back up and check it out. Also, highlighting a question does not guarantee that I'm going to see it or ask it. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it, especially if you're going to write it the same thing 2 or 3 times. It's less likely that I'm going to read it because it's kind of annoying. That kind of applies to bit messages. We do get behind. We do have a list. There's no need for you to repeat your bit message. We will get to it. It is, excuse me, I had a little hiccup. It is in the queue. It's very rare that we actually miss a question, so just hang tight, because sometimes we can get up to an hour behind. Please watch the length of your questions. Last week we had some huge paragraphs. Please pare them down, because I had to just start doing the paring down myself. Shorter and to the point is better, otherwise I have to read it fast and we don't have time to repeat it, and if we lose the point, we lose the point. Sorry. That also does include parts. Please limit yourself to like maximum 3 parts to questions. It is just, again, we lose track of it if you do that. It gets a little confusing. Also, no spoilers. Not everyone has had a chance to see Barbie, Oppenheimer, although honestly,
the Patrick Show, come on,
or the Patrick Star Show.
There's a surprise cameo in there.
Or Secret Invasion. Honestly, the finale for Secret Invasion is tonight, and I haven't seen it yet. So, you know,
is that worth watching? That's one spoiler. Is it worth watching? I haven't seen any of it.
It's fine.
It's fine. Okay, that's what it looked like. I just wanted to know.
It's fine. It's about the same level for me as Falcon and Winter Soldier was.
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna say it's kind of the vibe it gave me. Anyway,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think that's it. Oh, maybe check to see if someone else has already asked the question that you asked. It's not that you're going to be in trouble. It's just that we feel bad if you're like the 3rd person to ask, what's next week's review? And you just kind of get the crumbs because we have already talked about it. So we just feel bad then. That's all. Yeah. All right. Cool. Awesome. Let's get to it, because we're on level 4 of this hype train now. Okay.
Damn, okay, let's go.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Heather and Mr. Dean, Doug and Mr. Bean. How are you both doing this glorious Wednesday afternoon?
Oh, very good. Thank you so much.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your most annoying song on the radio? They give you 4 choices. 1, Frozen's Let It Go. 2, Hakuna Matata. 3, Phil Collins with the Tarzan music, or 4, Nickelback's How You Remind Me?
Either Hakuna Matata or Nickelback. I'll say Nickelback just because it's the funniest.
Great. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Which superhero origin movie do you like more, Batman Begins or Iron Man?
Batman Begins. There's a lot more. There's a lot more lines I take from that movie that I'm just like, ooh, like that. That sticks with me. Where Iron Man's also really, really good. Iron Man has the personality, but Batman Begins has the lines. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Velocipaster is the greatest So Bad It's Good movie I've ever seen. Maybe an NC review?
I thought about it. I don't know if anyone would watch it, but we did a screening of it.
We did a watch party.
Watched it, and I thought it was very funny. It's so funny because people were kind of split whether or not it was a So Bad It's Good or is it too self-aware and stuff like that. But I just thought it was so strange, some of the choices they made, that it made me laugh pretty hard.
Demon Airs, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, what's your favorite episode from BoJack Horseman?
Man, it's a little bit of a gimmick, but I do like the eulogy episode, and I know it is definitely a gimmicky episode, but I like ones like that where it's like, okay, we're just gonna do this one thing, the whole episode is gonna be that, but can it work and does it work? And not only do I think it does, but I think the payoff was so funny, and I just did not see it coming. Yeah, that really cracked me up.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the director of TMNT Mutant Mayhem's comments regarding people's criticisms of April being black? If you don't know what he said, I'll break up his comments into separate bit messages for you.
I don't know the comment, but at the same time, if it's several bit messages, I may want to just look that up.
I think they already did, actually. I'm looking.
Oh, did they? Okay.
I think it's already been done.
I will let you know when I read it then.
Yeah. I think so. I could be wrong about that, but it's only 3 parts. Yes. Okay. Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Sup, Doug and Heather. How are you enjoying Spider-Man, and what episode are you on now?
Just got done with the Christmas episode, and yeah, still really liking it. You know, I feel like I feel like I'm finding out more and more the best Spider-Man properties create kind of this sense of community and environment. Like, the best Spider-Mans I find aren't just about him, they're about the people. And I don't even just mean like the villains and the friends. I mean just like the whole city has like an attitude to it, because that is very New York. Like, the city should have a very clear attitude to it. And they get that. And yeah, I don't know. It's like one of my favorite Spider-Man things I've seen. It's like still not like, it's not my favorite or anything, but yeah, it has a lot of I don't know. I like a show where I look forward to seeing the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 favorite Rick and Morty episodes.
Oh man, I like the super gimmicky ones. I like the heist episode. I love the one, I watched it again, where Morty's just trying to get some wine from this universe, but time works differently. So every time he goes back, he keeps altering the world where they create like a new religion around his return and stuff. And sometimes it's peaceful, sometimes it's barbaric, sometimes they evolve beyond us and stuff. It's just so funny. And then third one, I don't know. I do actually like the one everyone gets sick of, the Chicken McNugget one. Taking that out of it, I like the rest of the episode.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Dark Toon's idea, the SpongeBob episode where they think they killed the health inspector.
Oh, I did that. Yeah, look it up. I totally did that. Oh, real quick, I also like the Citradel one where the Morty is going to be president. Sorry, I don't know why that was important to get across.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, without revealing too much from Jedi Survivor, how did you predict a veritable character would betray our protagonist?
I don't know. Sometimes you just get a feel. Well, first of all, have boss battle written all over. You know, just as you see that, it's like, okay, this looks like... And there's something about the way they write... Again, how can I go into spoilers? There's something about the way they write a character like that, where they're just likable enough but not really fleshed out enough to be like, yeah, I'm gonna remember that person. This person really leaves an impact on me. No, they're just made to be likable and have a backstory. So later, when that scene happens, it'll be all the more, kind of thing. I don't know. All signs were kind of pointing to that. I'm usually pretty good. The same thing with like in a slasher movie. I'm usually pretty good at predicting who the killer is and stuff like that. There's just like, and it has nothing to do with deduction. There's always like just kind of a vibe you get on either the way they act or the way they're written or even the way they enter a scene. It's hard to explain.
Commander Hammerhead, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, started to look into the unused scenes and ideas of Disney's Dinosaur. I think when you do a Nostalgia Critic video on the movie, you should talk about them since they are far more interesting than the final version. Also, when the final version of the film was set for production in 1993, then Jurassic Park was released, which made Disney abandon the stop motion for CGI. Michael Eisner also mandated for the dinosaur to talk, unlike the original being a silent film.
Short, but yes, I did hear all that. And it is one of the... I'm with you. The production history is more interesting than the movie. I found the movie very boring, aside from that opening, which is really cool. So I don't think I'd have much to say about it. I don't know. If I ever did a video, it would just be more talking about behind the scenes than just what the movie is, because the movie, to me, was very, very dull.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Melissa McCarthy movie Spy?
Did I see that one? Hold on. I don't think I did. Hold on.
I definitely didn't.
I remember like the poster for it. I'm trying to think if I saw the movie. Damn it, did I? Yes, I did. It was all right. Actually, it was a little better than I thought it would be, but I can't pretend like it's a great comedy or anything. But when I saw Jason Statham there, I thought, that's a little funny, just making him the dumbass in the whole thing. Like you think he's gonna be the super spy and he just messes up everything. I thought that was a pretty funny setup. So I think I remember being all right, but I haven't seen it since it came out.
Modica, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi guys, Doug, if the Bean review does well, is a Mr. Bean's holiday review a possibility?
I gotta see it. That's another one of those where I've seen it in chunks, so I feel like I've seen the whole movie, but I never actually sat down and watched the whole thing. So at the very least, I'll sit down and watch the whole thing at some point.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Changeling?
Is that the... Oh, wait. There's a couple movies called Changeling. Hold on.
I have no context.
Changeling
just Changeling.
Movie. Okay. So they didn't say The Changeling, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I remember really liking it, but a lot of people did not when it came out. And I didn't know if that had something to do with like the actual story itself, or maybe it took liberties. I don't know. But I mean, knowing that was based on a true story, that is just so bonkers to me. It really sounds like kind of a truth is stranger than fiction thing. So I remember liking it, but that's another one I haven't seen since it came out.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. And this is the director from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, their comments. Yeah, I'm wholly unconcerned with those people who don't like it. I would ask them to investigate their own thoughts about why they don't like it, but you really hit the nail on the head. Like, it's a New York film. It needs to feel like New York, and April needs to feel like a real teenager in New York. Historically, that character has been like a weird mom/friend/love interest. So that's part one.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, I'll wait for the rest then.
Porcupines Are God, thank you for the 100 bits. Since you said you can't hit the high notes anymore, I'm kind of sad we will never get a boring part 2. That movie may have been boring as hell, but the song sure wasn't.
Thanks. You're the one that liked the song. Yeah, that's when we just had no idea what to do. Again, we like to experiment, we like to see, and that's one where, like, I don't think most people liked it, but people have hated much more videos than that, so I guess maybe it's in the middle.
Demon Airs, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, what did you think of Netflix stop motion movie Wendell and Wild?
It was trying to do a few too many things. I think they had to cut out like one or two of the side stories, but I still thought it was pretty damn impressive. Just the imagination alone and the stop motion alone was so cool. So I'm glad I saw it. It is one of those, I can't say like it all worked, but I don't know. I'm glad I saw it once. I don't know if I would see it again.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you really hate John Malkovich, or is it just that NC exaggerating. I think his delivery can work. It makes him forceful in Changeling and entertaining in Burn After Reading.
There's some movies where he's fine. He definitely seems like one of those actors where it's like, notice the performance, kind of thing. Like, I rarely see him as the character, you know what I mean? And the few times I do, it's kind of for comedy, like in Rounders or being John Malkovich or something like that. But I don't think he's awful. I think you can sort of tell, when they say Steppenwolf, John Malkovich, he seems like a guy who would put that in front of his name a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have no idea what he's like as a human being. He could be a very nice guy. I don't know. His acting, it doesn't usually blow me away that much, but I don't think he's like awful either.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. How was your experience being on Screen Junkies back in 2015, where you did the summer blockbuster panel and movie fights?
Oh, it was fun. That guy, if anyone has not seen one of the guys I did the movie fights with, Dan Merle, he has his own YouTube channel. He is a very good critic. He has another show, I think, called like Charts with Dan, where I didn't think I would get into this, but I really do. Like every week he'll do like a box office sum up and go over the top 10, go over international, go over domestically, and he'll talk about what this means for the film, what we haven't seen in the film, whatever, the highest grossing on this day and every. It's all really fascinating stuff. And he's a legit really good critic too. So yeah, sort of meeting up and sparring, if you will, on movie fights with him was a lot of fun.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Johnny Depp movie Black Mass?
I don't know if I saw that movie. No, I never did. I heard like it's okay, so I never went out of my way to check it out, but maybe I should.
Job Kazobi, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Channel Awesome, yet another movie that I've been waiting for you to review for a long time. I love this movie so much that when it came out in theaters, I actually shaved my own tongue with an electric razor when I was 4, and it hurt.
Yeah, that's not the wisest thing to do. It's funny, for a while, like, I thought they're going to reveal the movie. It's like, oh, they're talking about being that big. When you mentioned that, I don't think there's another movie where that happens. So, yeah, no, that's, it's, I mean, there were people laughing when I saw it, but yeah, kind of got a lot of people don't think the most of it. But I don't know, a lot of people in the comments are saying they really, really like it. So maybe it really does have a following.
Wiccan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, just got home from seeing Barbie a second time, and I've got to say, I absolutely love easily my favorite movie in years, and I don't use that term lightly, but I personally think it's a modern masterpiece. Respect your opinion, though, Doug.
Oh, sure. And that's one of the reasons I say in the review, look, I really think there's people that are going to not only like it, but really connect with it. My wife wanted to go see it, so I went and saw it again. It wasn't like, oh, I don't like it. No, it's like, I actually kind of wanted to see it again because the good stuff is so good. And yeah, for the first like 2/3, there's problems, but I can get through it fine. It's just that last third with the Ken-sum plot just goes on forever. It's just speech after speech after speech. That's the only part where I'm like, I'm bored. I'm really bored. But I mean, the actual beats of the movie are fine, like what happens in it, and the visuals are great, and a lot of the jokes. I just want more focus on Barbie and America Ferrera and her daughter. Like, that to me is the movie. And I thought the Ken stuff went on way too long.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite joke in the Barbie movie? It might be that last line.
And that is a very funny line. Man, I'm trying to think of what one just made me laugh so hard. I don't know. Maybe just her saying, you guys ever think about dying? Like, that was just so out of nowhere and funny. That really, really got me. My favorite scene, though, I think is just when she sits on that bench. It just kind of lets herself be sad.
Yeah.
And turns and sees the old lady. And I love what she says to the old lady at the bench. I love what the old lady says back. Like, that's like what I wanted the whole movie to be. Like, that's Greta Gerwig, in my opinion. That's like the shit she does, like, so amazingly. The same thing with like Little Women and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's my favorite scene, but I don't think it's the funniest scene.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Inglourious Bastards?
I like it. That's my brother's favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. It's not my favorite of his, but I enjoy it. I like what it is. I mean, just Christoph Waltz alone, it's worth it for that. And I do say 3 like this, so that's why we think I'm German.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Hateful Eight?
Loved it until that last 45 minutes that was totally pointless and really annoying and just really like took a big slice into the movie. I just really was loving the hell out of it. I didn't care how long it was. And then when it got to that totally unnecessary last chunk, it got very aggravating.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are some SpongeBob moments you remember being particularly funny?
The one that I think I always remember like the most that made me kind of go like, what is this? I think that we were teens and there's just a scene where I don't know, Patrick's asking like SpongeBob if he has some money. He says, "Oh, well, we can just check my wallet." And he just throws an umbrella and goes, "Follow me!" And they jump over the rainbow and they just opens up his wallet. And it was just so bizarre. It just so caught me off guard. I always, like, me and my friends would just quote that all the time. My girlfriend at the time would always say that, like, anytime I'm like, whatever, you got a buck on you or something. She's like, "Sure, follow me." Like, it was something we would quote a lot.
Maxman, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, watching the stream while watching the Bean review. Hey Doug, ever thought of doing a Harry Potter month and only the original 8 films?
Only the original 8. Yeah, only the 8. That's all. And each are like, 2.5 hours. No, because I don't really get into Harry Potter. They're fine. They're totally fine. If you want someone that really summed up my thoughts, and he loves the movies, but he also pointed out kind of the issues I have and why I personally could never quite get into them. The Cosmonaut Variety Hour, he did all the movies, and he did them brilliantly. He points out all the problems with him and all the strengths as well. And for him, the strengths are like such good strengths. To me, I'm like, yeah, they're good. They're good, kind of thing.
Dragon's Toy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, thoughts on reviewing Making Mr. Right? The movie where John Malkovich plays a comedic role on purpose?
I don't think I've ever heard of that movie. I have never heard of this. That haircut, oh my god. I will look it up. It's unlikely I'll do a review because nobody's ever heard of this movie. And we do want something that'll get in the algorithm and stuff, but I'll try to check it out.
Modica, thank you for the 100 bits. Forgot to mention that I liked this week's NC. By the way, have you seen Oppenheimer? If you didn't, I think you're going to like it because I noticed some similarities to Amadeus.
I just did, and god damn it, is it good. It is really fucking good. And
okay.
I literally, a review is coming out sometime this week. I literally just got back from it. And something it did that only one other movie has ever done, called The Straight Story. It took what I thought was a boring chunk of the movie, the last third. It looks like it's going to end, and then it keeps going. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, this is interesting, but I don't know if this is needed. And then by the time it got to the very end, the last line, I was driving home. I'm like, you really needed that. And then when I thought of it as an entire whole, I'm like, yes, holy shit. This is like his magnum opus, in my opinion. Like, he really, really made something pretty damn spectacular, in my opinion.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you hear about the CEO of Paramount saying that they were going to pull from doing original animated movies and instead focus on already existing IPs? It's so frustrating to see the big studios not giving animation a chance to shine. Hope A24 steps in.
Well, yeah, they got some stuff coming up, don't they, with the like the Has Been Hotel and stuff. I'm really curious to see how they're going to do that. How are they going to translate what's really popular online right now with that, that animation company? Is it a company or is it just the director? I don't know, but a team, I should say.
Yeah, team.
An animation team with television, because A24 is already so different, but I don't know how much TV they do. So it's like, I'm really curious to see what they turn out, like what the differences are. Because we have the pilot online, so I'll be curious to like see the differences.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you do a review on the 2023 Haunted Mansion movie?
I'll do a Disney-cember, but I have no interest in going out my way to do an Untitled review show. I don't think anyone wants me to see an Untitled review show. I think they're like, we'll just wait till Disney-cember, because I don't think anyone's going to go see that movie.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. And C recommendation, Are We There Yet? Starring Ice Cube.
Maybe. I've gotten that one before. I've never seen it. But I'm sure it's been out long enough for like people to grow up with it and stuff like that. So we'll see. I might.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Nostalgiaween for The Black Phone.
Uh, I don't know how much I can get up. It's a good film. I saw it and I really like. Wait. I think the black phone or the green phone. Shoot. Let me double check. That's the one that came out like recently, right? Let me double check. Yes, it is. Yeah, I don't think I could add much to it. It's a good film. You should go see it. But yeah, I don't think I could add anything that unique that everyone else hasn't already said.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Can we expect an untitled review show for Oppenheimer?
So yes and no. I just kind of recorded my thoughts, but it is long. It's like almost a half hour. When I looked at how long it was, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I really rambled on here. But there's a lot to talk about. So yeah, there is a review coming out. I don't know if it'll be called Untitled Review Show or just Doug Reviews, whatever, because it's not edited. But yeah, I ramble quite a bit.
Monkey D. Landon, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, so I've noticed some YouTubers aren't allowed to show trailers for their own films or even talk about movies and shows right now due to the strike. How are you guys managing to get around that?
I mean, they're movies that already exist. They're made. And a lot of people say, like, even movies coming out now, like, no, go see them. Like, we made them. They're done. We get residuals and stuff like that. So please go. So yeah, that's kind of the way we do it.
Yeah, SAG hasn't called for a content strike yet, so you should still be going to see movies and watching shows as you normally would. Other than that, sometimes we don't have any SAG contracts, so like we don't have to worry about that. We're not SAG contracted actors. And other than that, it's just a personal choice if you want to talk about it. I mean, obviously, this is just hanging and talking about it. We're not like actively promoting it or being paid by Warner Brothers to tell you all to go see like Barbie or something,
In fact, half the time we're telling you not to go see it. So
right. Herbert Wazowski, thank you for the 100 bits. Of course, hindsight is 2020, but man, if only you'd held off a few weeks on that SpongeBob movie review, huh?
Yeah, we could have. I mean, I guess there's other SpongeBob movies. So maybe we'll do those down the line. Who knows?
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite alien in fiction?
Alien in fiction? Man, I don't know, because
it's the Signs aliens, Doug. We know it.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Clearly. Their fear of doors, man, so haunting, so scary. I mean, because something like Spock can be an alien, technically, right?
Right.
But I'll say, in terms of a design, I've never seen one quite as unique as the H.R. Giger one from the movie Alien. Just what a creepy idea. I mean, when they looked at it, outside of saying, hey, that looks like a dick, they asked, where are the eyes? He's like, no. They'll be expecting eyes, just teeth. And there's just something so creepy about that. I remember that was the creepiest thing to me, just this thing that has no eyes, just teeth, and then more teeth inside. That was just such a creepy idea.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. I just found out you have episode number 666 coming soon. Whatever you end up reviewing, it better have Malcolm as the devil.
I'll see what I can do. I don't even know when that one. Yeah, I don't know if it's the next one or the one after. So hopefully it matches.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 3 of what they were saying.
Thing.
Yeah. No one on the filmmaking side questioned that. We're like, great. This is great. This is a great April. Let's go with it. And then, the internet does what the internet does.
Well, first of all, they made her black already in the Rise of the Ninja Turtles show already, so it's weird they're saving it for now. But most of that stuff, unless it gets in the way of like the story or the idea of the story, I don't mind that much. My bigger thing, honestly, was when they did the show back, I don't even know when it was, 2000, and they made her a teenager. Like, to me, that was like, well, that's just an entirely, like, the reporting was such a big part of the identity. Once you take that away, it's like, well, do whatever you want after that. I mean, what part is going to be like, that's not April? No, once you make her a teen and like she's in love with one of the turtles and she's not a reporter, that's like half the identity. So yeah, after that, there's no like, that's not my April. Like, I haven't seen my April since like probably the cartoon of like, the original cartoon.
Porcupine's Our God, thank you for the 100 bits. The clock tower scene from The Great Mouse Detective was based on a scene from the film The Castle of Cagliostro, Miyazaki's directorial debut. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what scene that would. I haven't seen it in a while. It
has been
good.
decades since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, me too. Like I remember a big like climax in the castle itself. I'm like, was there a clock tower? I don't remember. I only remember like a handful of scenes, and they're cool scenes. Yeah, I don't know. I should watch it again. That was a really good movie.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the trailer for Harley Quinn season 4? And if so, thoughts?
Looks great. I don't know. Have they ever done a trailer for that show and it looked bad?
No.
I love the idea that because they're hinting at this at the end, where Ivy's going to be a villain and Harley might be a hero. Because it's like, oh, they gotta keep it secret. They're gonna hate each other. No, they're still a couple. They still love each other, and that makes it so much funnier. Like they both are gonna go to work, and then you gotta see like, are they gonna like slip each other secrets, like what the other's gonna do and hint at it. I mean, that is so much funnier. I love it when they take a trope that's been done a million times and they add something funny and new to it. That sounds like that would be really, really funny.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, out of all the family movies you've seen, which family was the most boring to watch?
Out of what was it again?
All the family movies you've seen, which family was like the most boring to watch?
I'm sure there's more boring than that. I mean, God, how many families are there in family films and stuff like that? The one that's coming into my head like recently in was it Strange World or Strange New World, something like that. I thought those characters were pretty dull, pretty boring. So I'm not saying that's the most boring. That's just the one of like recent memory I can think of.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I know it can be pretty daunting trying to catch up on so many shows, so here's a method that I came up with. Pick 3 shows to watch consistently once a day, like 2 or 4 episodes of the first show day 1, a couple episodes of show 2 next day, and some episodes of the show the next, and circles back the next day. It could work for you, just an idea.
I mean, thank you, but I don't even have that time, man. Like, I watch like Spectacular Spider-Man like while I'm boxing. Like, I gotta do 2 things at the same time. So, yeah, that's. I mean, thank you so much, but that's probably not gonna work. I just realized the movie I just reviewed, Bean. That family's so boring. I just realized you're probably referring to that. So yeah, I'll say Bean as well.
Job Kazobi, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you watched the Fargo series on FX? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, Rob has. He showed me a scene or two, like some of the cooler scenes, and it looks pretty cool. But no, I never had a chance to sit down and watch the whole thing.
DJ Lol 5, thank you for the 100 bits. Which characters do you think are the bad guys when they are portrayed as good people? Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka is an example.
Boy, say the first part of that again.
So basically, they're asking like, the character is supposed to be a good guy, but they kind of act like a bad person. Like Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka, like he's kind of a bad person because he's pretending to be laid up in bed the whole time. And then as soon as his grandson gets a chocolate factory, he's like, woohoo, I'm healed. Let's go, buddy.
Yeah, a lot of Christmas movies do that too. Coming to mind is I'll Be Home for Christmas, where that kid was so unlikable. And then in Deck the Halls, I could not believe what the actual goal of the movie was. The humble, small goal of this guy wanting his house lights to be so bright it can be seen from space, and all the town is getting together to help this happen. Like, what the fuck? That is insane. That is absolute insanity.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the 2 comic relief characters, Pintel and Rigetti, in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies? Do you find them funny or annoying?
They're okay. I always like the line in the second one where one of them's reading a book. I think he's even reading it upside down. And the other one says, "You can't read, And he says, "Well, it's the Bible, so I get points for trying." I thought that was really funny.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. So remember last week when I told you Disney removed Crater from Disney Plus after only 2 months on the service? Well, they removed it because they didn't want to pay the residuals for the actors and writers. Hope you can find a way to review it for this Disney-cember.
Unlikely. Honestly, aside from you, nobody's asked for it, and I think the fact that nobody watched it and they took it off in 2 months, kind of shows there's not really many people that'll probably click on the video. So maybe I'll see if I can find a copy just to watch it on my own, just to see it. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna do a Disney December of it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your favorite sport?
Probably basketball. I like to play it and I like to watch it. But when I say I don't play it a lot and I don't watch it a lot. Like Rob actually is a little bit more of like the sports guy than me, so yeah, he'll be able to tell more like what's going on and the strategies and oh, they should hand it to that guy and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm no good at that.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue to next week's NC review, please? And with all due respect, not a stupidly vague clue, like maybe give the director of the next movie.
Okay, Peter Weir.
Okay. Peter Weir?
Yeah.
All right, great. That's Disney Nerd. Thank you for the 100 bits. Who lives in a home in Chicago City? Doug, Bob, Critic. He's bald and he's white and he has no energy. Doug, Bob, Critic. Ridiculous nonsense is what you wish. Doug, Bob, Critic. Then drop on the floor and laugh like a bitch. Doug, Bob, Critic.
Thank you. Yeah, even got some amazing singing out. Heather there, very good. I wonder if anyone can sing that song like really good, like operatically or something like "Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?" Like
I'm sure someone can.
Really nice, yeah.
Deb the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rank the Robert Rodriguez El Mariachi trilogy?
I was introduced to Desperado, so that's always gonna hold that's gonna be my personal favorite. But in terms of which ones are, like the most interesting and best made with the coolest backstory, I mean, probably 1, 2, 3. But I like them all.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Coen Brothers movie Hail Caesar?
Yeah, I saw that movie. I liked it. It almost seemed like kind of a send up to their tropes, which I don't know. I feel like sort of Burn After Reading was that too. But they always do it in a good way, in an interesting, funny way that gives a little bit of a new spin on it. So yeah, I remember liking it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, since you spent time in Japan, what are your suggested places to visit, like restaurants, dive bars, etc.? I mean, it really depends. Japan is such a huge country. One thing I do tell people, though, if they're like, well, what's some fun things to do in Tokyo? Is if you're in the Tokyo region, I would definitely recommend going over to Kamakura or Enoshima. They're just about an hour's train ride away from Tokyo, and they are really beautiful. Kamakura has the 3rd biggest Buddha in, I think, the world there. So that's a pretty cool thing to see. Enoshima is just a gorgeous island with a really interesting history behind it. So those are 2 things that are close to Tokyo that are not on a lot of people's radars that I would definitely recommend.
Check them out.
John316, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, congratulations on finally making it into SpongeBob SquarePants. What was the opera song you played in your video?
The opera song? Oh, it's terrible because I forget the name of it, but the go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little darling. It's from an opera. I don't know the name of it.
I don't know the name of it either.
It's just kind of in this lineup of like classical pieces and stuff. So, yeah, so if you type in inspiration for go to sleep, I'm sure it'll pop up.
Brahms' Lullaby, by Swing Weaver. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you guys plan to do any more animated block reviews like you did with Fox Kids, Toonami, and Disney Afternoon?
Originally, no, but then we were thinking like we could probably do Adult Swim because we all kind of grew up with that. We all have like knowledge of it, but even then, like how far do we go? Because it's still going, and like there's still shows like I watch on there too. So it's like how do you even sum that up? So maybe that. Outside of that, I always had an interest in doing like TGIF. Some people have asked for one Saturday morning, but I don't know. They take a lot of energy, man. So I have to see.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, you two. Aw, no Rob this week. Well, tell him I said hello. Anyway, I hope you two are doing well. So, Doug, have you seen the new trailer for The Exorcist Believer, the reboot sequel that's coming out in October? Any thoughts?
I thought it looked like shit, but it's the guy who's done like the new Halloween movies, which didn't win me over. It just looks like a generic horror film that honestly he would make. I don't know. His stuff doesn't grab me at all. It just looks like another Blumhouse whatever. They just slapped The Exorcist's name and one of the old stars in there. The only thing I like possessing 2 people. That can be kind of interesting, but I don't think they're going to do much with it. I could be wrong, but I doubt it.
Matthew Paul, thank you for the 25-month subscription. Welcome back.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Fun fact, Bubble Bass is voiced by D. Bradley Baker. He's done a
Oh.
ton of voice work, including the Clone Troopers. I don't know why my brain said twerpers. Troopers in Clone Wars.
Yeah, no, I know he's in Avatar as well and stuff like that. That's really cool. I didn't know he did his voice.
Joel B., thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I know that the stories behind the scenes have turned you off, but I do really hope you get a chance to check out Kramer versus Kramer. It truly is a fantastic film, and I think you would enjoy it.
I agree. I should. And I'm one of those people where I'm usually pretty good at separating, like maybe a person I don't like or something, from the art. If the art really is good, I can usually separate it. Some cases I can't. I always say I can never watch Bill Cosby the same again because so much of his shtick was being so wholesome, So it's like, well, how do you get past that? But most other times, I'm usually able to get around. I hear it's phenomenal, so I should check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on The Big Sick?
Don't know if I've seen that.
I haven't seen it. I've heard of it, but I have not seen it.
Big Sick. Oh, my wife was watching this. I've seen a little bit. It's all right. It's not bad. Yeah, it's so funny because like maybe 25 years ago, I was like, why don't we have any just slice of life shows or movies? Let's just follow the life of somebody. It doesn't always have to have like this crazy story. Just following the life. And now we have like so many of those. I'm like, yeah, maybe a little something can happen in some of these, but they're still well made. It's just something where it's like, yeah, now we're like weirdly oversaturated with them. That doesn't mean they're bad. We just have a lot of them.
John316, thank you for the 100 bits. Saw your DC movie tier ranking video, but one movie I like that everyone else really hates is Green Lantern. It's by no means good, but if you watch it like Batman and Robin, you get a lot more enjoyment out of it.
We mostly found it boring. That was the thing when we saw it. Just it looked dull. It was shot very dull. I mean, I guess some of the effects are so bad they're good, but yeah, we couldn't get into it. But I mean, I hear where you're coming from. If it brings you joy for whatever way it brings you joy, yeah, go ahead and let it.
Demon Airs, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, a game you should check out and play is Hades by Supergiant Games. It's a lot of fun and has a compelling story. I have been so interested in playing Hades. I did the stupid thing where it was on Game Pass and I was like, oh, I'll get to it. Oh, I'll get to it. Oh, I'll get to it. And then it left Game Pass literally the week I was ready to finally sit down and play it. And I was so mad.
Yeah, looks like fun. Cool looking characters here and stuff. I might check that out.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. So I think we all know that you are a huge fan of dark humor, but are there lines that even you won't cross? For me, it's 9/11 jokes.
I mean, a lot of it's just kind of reading the room and stuff like that. And and everybody's different. My personal preference is that there's no subject you can't joke about, but there is the issue of timing, who you're telling it to, how recently did the event happen, what is the purpose of the joke, is to help you get past this, like there's a lot of layers to it. So it's tricky, and there are some people that are just never going to find certain subject matters funny, and when you guys say no, it is funny, it's like, well, no, maybe like if someone does like a school shooting joke, maybe they lost somebody in a school shooting. I mean, it's like, can you blame them for not finding that funny and always being like traumatized by it? So I don't know. I always say try to look at the intent of what the person and the joke itself is trying to do. But yeah, I mean, it's dark humor for a reason. You know what I mean?
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on The Lost City 2022?
I think I saw, that's the Sandra Bullock one, right? Lost City 2022. Yeah, it's cute. It was about what I thought it would be. It definitely has a early 2000s, feel to it, and I think that's the idea. So yeah, it's all right.
We have some new people, so I just want to make sure everyone knows, because we are 50 minutes into, or almost 50 minutes into the stream here. We are not ignoring chat. We're just taking priority for the bit messages. And there is a list of bit messages, and we are still about 40 minutes behind, so they aren't automatically answered just like quickly. So just so we all know, hopefully we'll get to your highlighted questions towards the end of stream. Thank you for your patience. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Nostalgiaween for the Insidious and Sinister movies.
Uh, I confuse those movies. Shit, I'm getting confused right now. Which one's the one that has the tiptoe through the window with the red Darth Maul monster? Is that Insidious? Is that Sinister? Ah, shit. I don't know.
Insidious is what a lover of cinema says.
Okay. I saw the first one. No, Conjuring 2 is the only. I think I saw that one and liked that one surprisingly. I only saw the first Insidious. Um, I don't know. They all kind of blend together with me. I don't think I'd have much to say about them. I do remember liking the first Insidious, though. I like the creativity around it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think James Gunn should have moved the release date of Blue Beetle and Aquaman after Superman Legacy? Even though I like the Flash movie, its poor return at the box office will trickle down to them. I mean, I think that would have been a bad call. Superman Legacy isn't going to come out until what, 2025, 2026? So you just have no DC movies?
On top of that, I mean, it's just rip the Band-Aid at this point. I mean, I don't even think Blue Beetle's gonna be like a bad movie or anything. I mean, it could be totally fine, but I mean, if Flash didn't bring anybody in, unless Blue Beetle is just spectacular and doing something completely different, I don't think it's gonna pull in that many people. I mean, it'd be nice to see because I don't know much about this character. It'd be nice to see this character, not to many people know about, just come out of nowhere, and take the audience, by storm. But it's looking unlikely, but we'll see. We'll see. I think after the Flash, I think they're just like, okay, let's just get these over with. Pray to God with Aquaman. But yeah, I doubt they're expecting much.
Cookie Crow, thank you for the 34-month subscription. Welcome back. I can't believe it's been 34 months already. Looking forward to many more laughs and possible stream crashes.
Yeah, trust me. It's, knock on wood. We haven't had one yet, but I think we'll. Okay.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. So which movie was more over the top in its message, Black Christmas or Barbie? For the record, I'm not dunking on either film. I quite liked Barbie.
It gotta be Black Christmas. I mean, at least Barbie's message, it's a smart message. It's a good message. Black Christmas, I don't even know if they had, like it was buried under so much insanity. It's like, it's hard to even know what the message was, except just guys suck. I guess, I don't know.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. What's a scene in a movie that made you feel so sick that you needed to throw up?
I don't know if I've had that, but I will say this: in Oppenheimer, there was a scene where I legit got uncomfortable, and it's without giving away too much. It's after the bomb goes off, and he's addressing the team pretty much, and it was so brilliantly done. Like, I was legit my stomach was kind of turning. I was just uncomfortable. It was almost all done visually and with the sound. That they're what he's saying isn't what the focus of it was, and it was so well done and just so disturbing and so foreshadowing, what's to come.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. An NC for Barbie would be fun because you could get a whole CA crew and have Devil Boner Barbie, Chester A Barbie, Doe Barbie, Bill Barbie, Hyper Fan Barbie, Evelina Barbie, and Rob as Santa Barbie.
Santa Barbie. I thought about it, because I can talk about, and again, it's definitely not a film I dislike. It's just not a film I think it works. I think it's interesting to talk about it, what works in it and what doesn't. I always say it's a movie that, even though I don't think it works, I want more movies like it. I like that style. I like the experimentation. I love there's a Barbie movie that's PG-13 and it's doing great and people are digging it and everything. So yeah, I don't know. It might be interesting to talk about.
John316, thank you for the 100 bits. Any chance we'll be seeing an NC on the Ace Ventura movies?
That's another one. I don't think I can bring much to it. Is some stupid comedy I can really dissect and explain why it works and what's good about it. And some it's like, no, it's just stupid. I don't know how to explain it. It's stupid and it makes me laugh. Even Ace Ventura, honestly, you kind of got to catch me in the right mood. Sometimes I'm like, God, that's funny. Other times I'm like, this is kind of annoying. So you got to catch me in the right mood.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Everyone wants to ask Doug a question, but they don't ask how he's doing. So anyway, Doug, how's your sex life?
Good. Active.
FPL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for The Greatest Showman.
Maybe we talked about it. The only reason we haven't done it yet is because copyright music, they really come down hard on it. Again, we can fight it and fight the claim and everything, but like once they claim it, you got to go through a whole process that they usually don't let up for. You got to lose money from it and stuff. It kills in the algorithm. So we've toyed around with the idea, but we all love how batshit insane that movie is. And real quick, in regard to the last message, like usually the first message is somebody asking how we're doing. So actually, they do ask that.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think word of mouth is what really drives people to go to the theaters these days?
I say it's a big part. I mean, I feel like it's always been kind of a big part of it, but word of mouth can come from not only the good advertising, the good idea, who's in it, critical reviews, and stuff like that. And then, yeah, obviously, early screenings, people talking about it and stuff like that. So yes, that is a big part, but it's also fueled by these other elements, if that makes sense.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which HBO parent character would you say was more interesting and fun to hate? Tony Soprano's mother, Livia, or Tyrion Lannister's father, Tywin?
Tywin's pretty interesting. I mean, obviously, Tony's mother is more realistic, but in terms of complexity and man, what is this guy gonna do? How much little of a heart does he have? Is there any left? Because he does seem smart. In other moments, he just seems like so cold and so filled with hate I think I find him a little bit more interesting.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. Hope everything is well. I enjoyed the stamps ad for today's review. So good to see. What are their names again? Oh, yeah. Telcom, Macarena, and Jimmy Neutron.
Yes. Oh, always good to have them in the cast. We really should give them opening credits.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your guys' take on the new Superman show? They introduced Livewire, an underrated Superman villain, as a cliche paramilitary bad girl. A take I think is overused. In the 90s, Livewire was an anti-Superman shock jock. She could have been an influencer spreading misinformation about Superman.
Oh, that would have been fun. That's so funny. I always thought Livewire was just from the cartoon. I didn't know she was from the comic. That's interesting. I think I saw the first 2 episodes. It's very cute. I can't really complain about it. It just doesn't grab me. I'll probably wait and see if it goes somewhere where people are like, dude, you have to see it, kind of thing. But it's very, very cute. It's very well done. It's just not a show that necessarily makes me want to see the next one. You know what I mean?
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you see the new look for the new Tom and Jerry Asia series? It looks so cute.
Tom and Jerry Asia?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, that is adorable. Oh my god. I think. Wait, am I seeing the right?
I have no idea.
Some of these might be a little not show for work.
Oh.
I'm getting a ton of different images. Okay, I am so curious to see what the real one is. I'll just wait till it's advertised on Max or something like that. Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff I'm just like, is that? I don't know. Or maybe I'll look at the trailer. I'll type it in on YouTube or something.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Am I the only one who feels bad for Bean's girlfriend in the Christmas special? Yes, it's a misunderstanding, but he's still acting like a jerk towards her.
My mother-in-law, she loves that special. She hates that scene because we watch it every year around Christmas time. And she just, I hate this. I hate it. This is so sad. I just hate it. And which, of course, just makes me laugh harder. But, yeah, I mean, of course you feel bad, but that's why it's so funny.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you be doing Daredevil and Jessica Jones for Disney-cember this year?
Not this year. I've thought about doing it maybe one of the years after. Because I haven't seen all of those shows. I don't think any of them have actually gotten through the entire thing. I've seen the first season of all of them, but I haven't seen the others. So that might be a good idea.
LePew, thank you for the 100 bits. Food Fight tried to warn us about Brand X. We ignored it. And now, Twitter.
You mean X. Thank you.
There is no Twitter.
I don't know. As someone that's never been a fan of Twitter, I'm having a ball seeing it just implode on itself. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty funny.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Don't get me wrong, I like the Superman show fine, but it seems like it's copying what works in other anime and not leaning in at being its own thing. Avatar The Last Airbender is a great example of borrowing elements of anime but made it their own thing.
I mean, it's tough because I know what you're saying. I kind of like that it's doing more the traditional like anime route, like the romantic anime route, but it's trying to combine it with something that already exists with Superman, Lois, and stuff like that. So to do that and to make something else out of that is tricky. I think they're hoping just combining the two will result in something new. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I know where you're coming from with that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Shrek villain do you like more, Lord Farquaad or Jack Horner?
Oh, Jack Horner. God, he's funny. Farquaad's cute. You know, he's got some good laughs and everything. But yeah, just Jack Horner is just consistently hilarious.
Ice Drake, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug. How's it going? One question. If you had to own one company from Disney, which one would you pick? Marvel, Lucasfilm, 20th Century Fox, or the Muppets? Also, you are funny.
Thank you. Man. It's tough because I mean, okay, just from a fantasy, like, yay, I can run my own company. Like, I don't know, maybe Marvel because I like X-Men and I want to see, you know, like something cool done with X-Men stuff. But in terms of like legit running a business, like, holy shit, I would not want any of that. That'd be way too much stress and pressure. But out of them, I don't know. I always thought, I think you can do like a live action X-Men show, honestly, in the same vein of like Daredevil and Jessica Jones and stuff like that, and kind of incorporate the costumes in there. It'd be very big budget. You only have to have like whatever, like 8 episodes a season or something. But I feel like you could do it.
Joel B., thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the original War of the Worlds film from 1953?
It's good for its time. I think it's a little dull now. But I don't know. It's not bad. It definitely kind of feels like a B movie now, but that's okay.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who is your overall favorite character from Futurama? For me, it's Zoidberg.
Let me go through. Zoidberg's pretty funny. I do really like Bender. Nah, I think you're right. I think it's Zoidberg. He gets the funniest lines. I'm trying to think of the ones I quote the most. I'm like, yeah, it is usually Zoidberg.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your favorite Futurama episode?
Man, the one where Bender is floating through space and the little meteor hits him with a civilization. He's pretty much God. All that was really, really good. I like the quote-unquote last one. I mean, now it's not the last one, but when they thought it was going to end, I thought that was a clever way to wrap everything up, but also leave it open if they're going to do more. And now, obviously, they are doing more, which I have to watch.
Me too. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Rate these Shyamalan films. Old, Knock at the Cabin, Split, and Glass.
Old's the funniest. Let's see. Old, let's say, Split is legit pretty good. Like, that's actually not that bad a movie. Glass I actually thought was okay, and Knock at the Cabin I thought was mostly just boring.
Sergeant Dogdirt, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you thought about doing fanscriptions on Don Bluth movies? Like maybe What If We Fixed Rockadoodle or A Troll in Central Park?
I don't know. They're already such weird ideas that just so aren't up my alley that I don't know if I would do that. I am working on a fanscription for a Disney film, though. So I think next month or the month after that, keep an eye out for that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite movie in the Cornetto trilogy?
Oh, Hot Fuzz. Oh my God. That's one of those movies I could just watch a million times and still notice something new in there. That's like my favorite comedy of all time. So good.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. One of my favorite scenes in the Flash movie is watching Michael Keaton Batman really do fluid combat that, as much as we love his first 2 movies, wasn't able to be shown. It's like the Star Wars prequels where you can see a Jedi really move in a way that they couldn't in the original. What stood out to you? Not too many spoilers. I know Flash is about to be out on digital, but...
I like the combat in Batman Returns, because I know the whole thing where he can't turn, but that makes it kind of more interesting. Like, you know, this guy will be doing all this cool stuff with swords and he might just kick him, or he might just get out, you know, like these and sort of go like he moves otherworldly, and I like that. Where if you just have him CG. He just looks like that. He looks like a CG puppet. Where I like the idea of them working in that, what you would see as a disadvantage, but actually like uniquely makes him Batman. Like that's how Batman moves. It's
Yeah.
just a totally different way of operating.
Sergeant Dogdirt, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you thought about doing a Nostalgia Critic episode on Don Bluth's final movie, Titan AE?
I've thought about it. I just got done reading his autobiography, and it kind of sounds like that was and that was kind of doomed from the beginning. So it would be interesting, maybe looking more into that. But maybe we'll see. I thought about it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Golden Oreo or regular Oreo?
Oh, regular. Oh my God, regular Oreo is just perfect cookie. So good.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Always Sunny finale?
Oh God, it was so funny. I just showed my dad and my brother, who don't really watch the show that much. I said, you gotta just see this episode. Even you know nothing about Always Sunny, you gotta see this episode. It is so chef's kiss, and they really, really liked it. Yeah, that's like one of the most brilliant endings I've seen from them.
Sergeant Dogdirt, thank you for the 100 bits. For Disney December, have you thought about covering the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles?
There's a lot of them. That's the only thing. And I really hate that I guess Lucas chopped off the beginning and ending with the old man and they combined some of them together. They do not make any sense now because of it, which is awful because those were such great scenes. I have no idea why he would do that. But the actual meat of the show when he's a kid and stuff is still good, and it's nice seeing them again. Maybe I'll cover them, and maybe I'll even talk about like the corrections that Lucas made.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you see the new Futurama episodes from the rebooted Hulu series? And if so, what did you think?
No, and I feel bad because they actually gave me an early screener to check them out, and I was just like, oh, this will be fun. But like with Oppenheimer still having not been reviewed, I know people really want me to see that. I'm like, I'm not gonna have time, sadly, so I'm just gonna have to check it out at the same time as everyone else.
Porcupines Are God, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think critics in the past 15 years have gotten away from appreciating emotional storytelling or the emotional experience of a film in general in favor of nitpicking and other words they prefer Siskel's style of reviewing over Ebert's?
It depends on the critic. There's people that, and even the critic, it can change, like sometimes they'll be more into the emotional storytelling. Other times they'll be into the details and stuff like that. It can depend on the movie. It can depend on a lot of stuff. It's not something let me put it this way. For comedy, you're definitely going to focus on the nitpicks because it's fun. And if anything, I like doing that because it shows, hey, there's a lot of quote unquote problems in this movie, but it's still fun. If anything, this adds to the identity of the movie if it's done right. And if it's done bad, he just knows these problems all the more. And I think it's fun to figure out when do these problems get in the way and when do you ignore them. Like that stuff I think is kind of fun. But again, I think that's kind of mainly for comedy.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you should check out The Warriors from 1979. It's right up your freak show cinema alley.
I never have seen that movie, and I should. I hear people quote it all the time. I know it's like 79. I always heard it was like an 80s classic. That's funny. So I gotta check it out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rank the 3 theatrical films based on adult animated series? Those being The Simpsons, South Park, and Bob's Burgers.
South Park's probably the best because that was like the most challenging out of all of them. Probably Simpsons than Bob's Burgers, only because Simpsons it tried a little harder to be something a little bigger to justify being a movie, where Bob's Burgers is fine, but it's basically just a long episode.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think James Gunn shot himself in the foot after making the statement the Flash movie was the best DC movie ever? Even though some of us thought it was good, it definitely wasn't the best. He's starting to sound like a company man towing the line just to get butts in seats.
I mean, but that's what he is, too. If anything, I think that was probably a good thing to do because now he knows if he really builds it up, that's not going to make a difference.
Right.
So if anything, I think it very much says, all right, let's really try and just focus on something that stands on its own and, doesn't need my word of mouth, James Gunn's word of mouth. I don't know. It was probably for him, it was probably a good experiment. He's like, okay, that didn't work. We have to try a different strategy. We have to make them good.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the book and movie Hoot?
I saw that. It's a movie called Hoot.
Hoot. Hoot. Hoot.
I don't even think I've ever heard of this movie. I have never seen it. I can't talk about it. Sorry.
Monkey D. Landon, thank you for the 100 bits. Coming back in with just a recommendation. I get the feeling you're probably not going to get into One Piece anytime soon, like you should, lol. But I feel a great alternative may be the upcoming live-action Netflix show. I'm getting the feeling it might be the first actually good anime adaptation since the Speed Racer movie.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people were looking at the trailer saying, like, this actually looks like the show. This looks good, which is so funny because I don't know.
Cowboy Bebop, guys.
I mean, that's true. Although there were a lot of people already kind of concerned about Cowboy Bebop, though, definitely. Where I feel like most of the word of mouth around One Piece has been, in terms of just the trailer, has been pretty good. And I don't know much about the show. I'll be honest, I really want to see the anime and then the live action, which again, I know I'm not gonna do anytime soon. I'm just too busy and stuff like that. But just based on like the art design and the different worlds and stuff like that, I don't know. That just looks more. I want to see that drawn. I don't want to see that in live action yet. You know what I mean? Like it looks like it so lends itself to the world of hand drawn. So I want to wait and see that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll do an NC for The Flash?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's interesting enough to talk about. I'll probably do that.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Dark Toons idea, 1956, The Jaywalker. The ending is hilariously dark.
Hold on. I don't even think it was 1956 Jaywalker, and it's a cartoon. Oh, what the hell's the name of that animation company? Like UPA, that's it. No, I haven't seen this one. I will check. I love UPA, so yeah, I gotta check that out.
Max Man, thank you for the 100 bits. If there was one adult animated series were to get a theatrical film, which one would you choose?
Adult animated series. I mean, most of them have. That's the thing. So, all right, I'm not saying this would be good, but I'd be curious to see what they do. I would be curious to see what Family Guy would do if they got a movie. I'm not saying it'd be good, but if they're like, dude, just take this budget, make a cinematic feature, what would they change? What would they add? What would they take away? Like all of that, I think would be interesting to see, even if it totally fails, which it most likely would. But I'd still be curious to see what they would do.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Interesting thing I heard about Rowan Atkinson is that the only thing he was proud of doing was 4 weddings and a funeral.
Weird. Sounds very British. I only like one thing. Everything else, I'm just terrible. Don't even look at me. I'm terrible.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Albert Brooks film Defending Your Life? It's a fantastic film.
Yeah, it's such an interesting movie because I like it. I can see why somebody would not like it because you can tell this is like what somebody kind of feels could be the afterlife. Like it's told like somebody really believes this is the afterlife and they want to make these people feel really real, which is odd, but it's also really interesting. And it's kind of neat going inside this person's mind of like, well, why would they see this as the afterlife and write these people so like realistic in the way they react to everything? So I enjoyed it, but I can definitely see why someone would not.
Cruise5737, thank you for that Prime subscription. Welcome, appreciate that. Max Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, have you and your family ever went to Walt Disney World? Just asking since I'm going there in about 16 days.
The whole family went, God, like when I was 5 years old, something like that. Then I went with my wife, man, what would that be now? Maybe 10 years ago. And then once more around like maybe 6 years ago, I think. And we're talking about maybe going again because we haven't seen like the Avatar stuff or, like the new Star Wars stuff and everything. But Heather has, yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
They're pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 17-month subscription. Welcome back. You said you can't do the new Transformers film without doing the others, but you did Spider-Man No Way Home without the others. You did Puss in Boots 2 without doing the first, so please review Rise of the Beast. I think you'll like it. Just an idea.
I will at the very least watch it. I was going to say, I think I saw all the other films, but then I realized I missed the one that I intentionally said I wasn't going to review because I could predict what happened. And I got I missed like one thing in the movie, which I think was like the little kid was gonna be a big part, and she wasn't. But everything else, like I got down, everyone's like, oh, I saw the movie. Yeah, this is what happened.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll do an NC on Jungle Cruise since it's the one movie based on a Disneyland ride that you haven't done?
Is it really? Huh. Oh, it might be. Well, theatrical, because I didn't
Right.
like Tower of Terror. No, I don't know. It's all right. I don't think anyone really wants to see me talk about it, but it was okay. I did a Disney December on it.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. It's a whopping 100 degrees, not to mention the humidity outside, so please explain to me why people hate winter. It should be all year round.
And it's weird because most winters, I like winter a great deal, but I usually hit like the lack of sunlight and not going out. Like, usually, I'll put on weight and stuff like that and start to get down a little bit. But this past winter, I was fine. This summer, so much of me is really sore, and like I put on a little bit of weight. I'm doing the usual stuff to get rid of it, and it's not working and stuff like that. It's like how I usually am in winter, and I can't figure out why. So I guess now winter's my new favorite season. I don't know. It's weird.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Anthony Michael Hall and Edward Scissorhands? I personally enjoyed him myself, but a lot of people I know say he ruined the film for them.
I think they're thinking the character ruined the film. I mean, he's fine. He plays it great. Oh, it's just so funny seeing this, kid always play the geek in these movies, suddenly be the bully, And he plays it well. But I think he plays it fine. I go back and forth on whether or not the character works because I do like more if it's just kind of like the gossipy town, it's just slow word of mouth is kind of what destroys him. But then they just kind of create this one baddie, like this is the villain kind of thing. And I don't know. I've been thinking about doing a review on it for Christmas, and I'll probably go into more detail there.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. I checked out the fanscription of Batman Forever a couple of days ago, and I absolutely loved imagining the role of the Riddler being played by Robin Williams. I even liked Rob's impression of Williams. He really brought the energy and passion of the late actor.
Yeah, and what's so weird, I was recording the lines with him, and it's one of those things where in person, God, you'd almost swear Robin Williams is right there in the room, but something about the recording, it still sounds good, but it doesn't sound as good, and it's so weird when that happens. Like when you see someone in real life, you go, oh my God, that voice is amazing. There's something about the recording, it's still good, but it's like, it doesn't capture, like, I don't know, the bass or something of the voice. And John Rhys Davies, we saw him in person. We're just like, how can this voice exist? Oh my God, this is just like the most amazing voice. And you see him in movies and he sounds good, but like something about in person is just, it's different.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the James Bond movie Spectre with Daniel Craig?
I always forget if I saw that one. One of them I missed. Hold on.
I think that was the one after Skyfall, question mark?
Okay, I did not see that one. I heard it's very okay. But I should see it because that's only one of the Daniel Craig ones I haven't seen.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you seen 24? I only ask because not many of my favorite YouTubers do a review of this show.
Really? Wow, that's... Well, actually, not. How old is that show now? The more I think about it. I saw the first season. I really liked it. I saw a little bit of the second one, and I liked that. I think somewhere around 3, I'm like, all right, how many bad days can this guy have? And I just stopped. But I hear it's still good, or it was good when it was still on. Yeah, just one season was enough. Like the gimmick worked. I liked it. It kept my interest. And then after that, I'm kind of like, all right, I'm kind of done with this.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, have you thought about playing Undertale?
I know what it is. I've never played it. I feel like we talked about it before. Like it kind of sounds like a game I wouldn't be into. Like the story and everything I'd probably be into, but maybe not the game. Oh, okay.
You might be. I don't know. I've just heard the fan base is really toxic if you play it online.
but maybe it's died down. Maybe it's gotten better. Who knows?
Maybe.
But I always hear, I've heard other people say I probably won't get into the game, but I would like kind of the characters and the stories and the ideas and stuff like that. So we'll see. Crackjacker.
I finally said it right. Thank you for the 100 bits. How do you feel about or have seen the other Barbie movies where she's Rapunzel or the Swan Lake featuring the voice of Sideshow Bob and others like the Diamond Castle, etc., etc.?
Oh, let me tell you, because I've seen all of them. I haven't seen any of them. Yeah, sorry. Don't really have a comment. Brad has seen several of them, though. He's seen them on the big screen.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of Gary Oldman as President Truman in Oppenheimer?
I liked him. He had to get across a lot in a very short amount of time, and I thought he did it very well. And again, I think that really fed into the narrative that they set up there, especially for sort of that last chunk. Yeah, I thought he did that very well.
Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, what's the likelihood of you doing Playhouse Disney/Disney Junior shows for Disneycember? There's only two I really want. One is Lion Guard, because Lion King. The other is PB&J Otter, because that has the same creator as a certain Nickelodeon alum that you know all too well, Mr. Walker.
Probably not likely. And not to say that all those shows don't sound very good and everything. They're just not shows I usually check out unless there's some sort of like amazing, spectacular phenomenon. You know, like I never got into Barney, but everybody knew Barney back then. So I'm like, okay, I'll do the movie. Everyone's into Bluey right now, so I talked a little bit about Bluey.
Hell yeah, Bluey.
Yeah, outside of that, I mean, I can't really think of any other shows that I could like dive much into. Maybe sometimes like a Sesame Street related thing, but yeah, that's about it.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, one game series I would love to see you play through is the Life is Strange series. They're amazing choose your own decision games.
I think Tamara was just talking about that. Like, I think someone just gave her the game or something. So is she streaming it live or no?
Not on Channel Awesome, no.
Okay, but on her own streaming?
Yes, on her personal channel, I believe.
So you can see that.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about it. I will see. We have such a like list of games where it's like maybe this, maybe, and even sequels to games. Like I know people want to see me do the other Arkham games and stuff like that. So we'll see. It's not a bad choice. I'm just saying we'll see.
Cruise 5737, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of Singin' in the Rain versus North by Northwest?
Is that like the original Barbenheimer? What do those two have in common? I mean, they're both good for entirely different reasons. Yeah, they're both good. I don't know. Why are they fighting? Why is it a versus? I don't understand.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Riddick franchise?
So I have to see them, and it's so funny because Pitch Black looked good. And then for some reason, I never got around to seeing the theater, and everybody's like, oh, it's pretty good. Then Chronicles of Riddick looks so cool to me. And everybody's like, yeah, it's not that hot. It's not that great. And then years later, everyone's like, you see the Chronicles of Riddick? It's such an awesome movie. I'm like, I see it on TV every once in a while. It looks so cool. Like, it just looks like a movie I'd absolutely love. But at the time, everyone's like, to it. But now it has a following, I guess. So I don't know. I'll try to get around to it at some point. Because if for any other reason, just to see Chronicles of Riddick, because I thought it looked so fucking cool.
Red Lord, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen J.J. Abrams' Star Trek trilogy? I think they're pretty good, except Beyond. I'm in the middle of that. In the middle on that one.
Yeah, Man, looking back years later, it's like, do I like those? I think I like those. They really tried to bring this new energy to Star Trek, which I like, and sort of go back to the original kind of campy, but also like, but throwing a lot more money at it and trying to see if they can make kind of this campy looking world like kind of plausible, which I thought was interesting. I think they were just enough. The second one pissed me off the most because I thought it was a legit good movie until the ending where it just got so terrible. Like I couldn't, both my brother and I were looking at each other like, are we seeing what we're seeing? Is this happening?
Ricardo Rios, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello there. Are you planning to do another actor month?
No, we got a couple franchise months planned. It's kind of a flip of the coin which one we're going to do next. It's down to two that I really want to do, and I'll let you know when we decide.
Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, thoughts on reviewing Monster House?
I think I have that on the list, because that's another one that got a following over the years, and I remember liking it okay. Again, it'll be interesting to sort of compare like the animation back then to now, see if it holds up.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever seen Kolchak, the Night Stalker? Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
How do you spell it?
Kolchak.
Okay. No, I never even like heard of it. 1974. Weird. Oh, it looks weird. I kind of want to check it out. Not gonna lie. I will try to check it out.
Hack the Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. A SpongeBob reference is fine, but you aren't super famous until you are an uncredited extra in a Batman movie.
Well, I'm working as hard as I can, man. Working as hard as I can. Like Dark Knight was shot in Chicago, man. We're getting close.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Nimona yet? Sorry for asking every week. I just can't wait to hear your thoughts.
No, not yet. I do have it on the list. I'm gonna review it for Disney December. Everyone says it's great, but no, I haven't seen it yet.
Modika, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you saw Succession, but you haven't really talked much about what you think of the show. So overall thoughts, favorite character, what did you think of the ending?
I like the ending. It's weird. I like it. I don't love it, but given a lot of finales, I think that's a good thing. Favorite character, probably Culkin. I mean, they're all great, but he was just immediately fascinating and charismatic, and how uncharismatic he could be. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really greatly enjoyed it. I think Brad is the one that turned me on to that show and said, dude, you really gotta check this out. And yeah, it just instantly fell in love with it.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the remake of Cape Fear? Personally, I loved De Niro's performance, but I couldn't care less about the family. I thought they were also unlikable for a survival movie. That's a problem.
I remember thinking it was really bad, but a lot of people always put it on like the best remakes list and stuff like that. So maybe I gotta watch it again, because I haven't seen it since I was probably like in high school or something like that. I just remember thinking it was really corny, really goofy, and I don't know, maybe that's part of the point. I don't know. Maybe I just remember it totally different.
Demon Airs, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, who do you think is the worst cartoon parents?
Man, the worst. I remember really not liking the father in Chicken Little. They just made him so unlikable. I guess I'll go. I'm sure there's worse, but that one's coming to mind.
Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, sorry. Have been binging Supergirl CW series on season 5 or 6 now. Interested on both your thoughts on the series. I'm loving it, and the new Superman and Lois series.
I never did see it. I hear it's good. I've definitely had people say it's really good. Man, it got that far, season 6. That's impressive. That's a good. How long did the Flash go?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. A while. I've
like
abandoned all the CW ones. I should get back to them, but they are just there's so much.
Yeah, they're a lot. There's definitely a lot, man.
I watched like the first 3 seasons of Supergirl, and it was really good. 9 seasons of Flash. Okay, I think I've only watched up to season 7 of Flash.
Holy smokes, that's crazy.
Yeah. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Grace Randolph's review of Oppenheimer? It's really stirred people up because her review makes no sense. She basically says that Oppenheimer should be a side character because he's a jerk. I'm sorry, how many main characters in movies are jerks?
Well, I mean, it's interesting. I didn't get jerk out of him either. I found him really fascinating. Maybe a lot of that is Cillian Murphy's performance. I mean, I guess I'd have to see the review, in order to comment. But yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good.
I thought she was saying that historically, like, he was not a great person in history.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
I mean, maybe it's an interesting. I mean, somebody knows nothing about the history of it. Right. I mean, she could be right. I don't know. I'll say this: it does present enough of a narrative and a setup where if you told me that, I could still look at the movie and be like, yeah, I could see him being a jerk. You know what I mean? Like, he's not portrayed that way, but there's a lot left out, and there's some things that they do that I could be like, yeah, that's I could see why that'd be pretty jerky.
Osmond John, thank you for the 100 bits. I discovered Oni Plays earlier this year, and listening to them talking about you has recently made me respect and enjoy your work.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so kind of you to say. Most people just say, hey, say, why does it look like Vegas? Man, that voice is going too. Shit. Oh my God. I should just like sit down, record as many things in a high-pitched voice as I can before it just completely disappears.
Right. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you review for Disney-cember the movie Heavyweights with Ben Stiller, and also his parents make an appearance? It's a dark comedy written by Judd Apatow.
That's so funny, because I remember that movie came out, people were like, to it, and now it's really getting this resurgence, I guess, as this dark comedy, and I didn't, No, it was a dark comedy. The only part I saw in the trailers that really made me laugh is that I know Ben Stiller's like the workout guy. He's gonna make them all thinner and everything, and he's taking the before pictures and he's making them really sad. There's like this blue dark lighting and stuff like that. I thought that was very, very funny. I never did see the rest of it, but just those clips alone, it did make me laugh quite a bit.
Wiccan, thank you for the 100 bits. Who are your favorite and least favorite villains on Spectacular Spider-Man? My faves are Dr. Octopus and Shocker, and least fave is probably Kraven.
I liked Kraven quite a bit. It's so funny between this game coming out and the show. I'm actually liking him more and more. The movie's not making me look forward to him at all, but everything else I'm really getting into. Favorite? Maybe it's not in there long, but maybe just for the fact that they have to pin these two together. Probably Venom, Eddie Brock. I like the friendship they set up. I like you really see that betrayal kind of happen, even when he finds out that he is Spider-Man. It doesn't matter. It almost makes him more mad. So it's really believable.
Modika, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, since the director of next week's NC movie is Peter Weir, 2 films of his come to mind as potential candidates. Fearless, since it's one of Doug's favorite movies, and Truman Show because of Jim Carrey. My money is on the latter. Am I right? You will just have to watch. He can't just tell you if it's what movie it is.
You can't ask for a clue and then I just say if you're right. That's not the rules. That's not how it works.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Wait, Doug, for next week's review, is it going to be Fearless? You'll have to see.
Yeah, have to see.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you see the trailer for the Kenneth Branagh's next Hercule Poirot movie, A Haunting in Venice? And if so, what did you think? I'm sorry.
No, it's funny because I guess I knew there were other stories. I didn't know there was one that like it looks almost like a ghost story. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna do like whatever, somebody manipulating something or whatever is not really a ghost, but I thought it looked kind of cool. I still have to see Death on the Nile. And then probably check out that latest one. But I'll say this: I want to see Death on the Nile just to see this other film because it looks like a different tone. I really dig that.
Ricardo Rios, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you guys watched No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence?
Yes, great acting. I did not like the script. I thought the script felt like 25 years old and was really lame, but the acting was really, really good. It almost saved the movie for me.
Chris Kringle, thank you for the 100 bits. With new episodes starting to release now, what are your thoughts on the show Futurama? For me, it's one of my favorite shows, even better than Peak Simpsons, in my opinion.
I haven't seen the newer episodes. I like it. I like shows that have a rocky start but really find their footing. Because the first season is pretty rocky, but I feel like second season on, it's been pretty good. The one thing I'm curious to check out with the new episodes is now that Rick and Morty has been on for so long, they've almost like sort of taken what Futurama's done and kind of run with it even further. Can Futurama keep up now? That's what I'm really curious about. Not saying it has to be like the exact same type of writing or speed or anything like that, but can they hold their own after in a post Rick and Morty world?
Optinate, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, what are your true opinions about SpongeBob ripping off the Nostalgia Critic?
Oh, it's hilarious. Oh my God. I'll say this. I did not know that Bubble Bass was a character already. So I thought it was just 100% a satire of me. Like I'm living at my mom's house and it's just a uniform and stuff like that, which I mean, I was still totally fine with. I thought all that was very, very funny. But knowing it was a character as well, in many respects, is even, even more heartwarming. Oh my God. I think it's awesome. I think it's really, really cool.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently discovered one of my new favorite NC clips you can take out of context. Oh boy, okay. In your Captain America 1990 review, you started singing Itsy Bitsy Spider, then you shouted, Hail. Yeah, and sporadically shooting your gun with, in context, was you shooting up a room of kids.
Well, who needs context? It just sounds so family friendly. Something I probably could not get on YouTube now. They would flag that pretty fast, I think.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite nostalgic snack? Dunkaroos, Pizza Bagel Bites, Fruit Gushers, Zebra Cakes?
Oh, Zebra Cakes, holy shit. around Christmas time, me and my sister-in-law have a thing where we give each other those Christmas tree cakes, and there's no point. I mean, we can literally just buy one for ourselves and that be it. But we both love them, so it's just kind of a funny thing where we each gift it to each other, and we always love it. They're so good. I don't know what it is. I know they're not that great, but they're so great.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Not sure if it's nostalgia-ween worthy, but there's a movie called Pontypool, where it's basically a zombie apocalypse film, but the virus is coming through a radio broadcast and affecting people's minds instead of being bitten and turned into rotting flesh-eating monsters. Probably worth checking out at least once.
Weird. Yeah, just looking it up now. I've never heard it. It looks bizarre. I'll try to check it out.
JRM, thank you for the 2-month subscription. Welcome back. Hello, Doug and Heather. 2 months. Very nice. Also, question. Pretty cool. See Doug as Nostalgia Critic reference in SpongeBob, just like Siskel and Ebert in Animaniacs. Congrats, Doug.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I just saw it, immediately started laughing. I'm just like, okay, I gotta do a reaction to this really fast. Because I just had a feeling people are gonna be like, look.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you ever seen V, the original series, and V Final Battle? Not the mini-series which followed, just the first 5 parts, and if so, what are your thoughts?
No, and it was a really big deal when it came out. And I never heard if it was good or bad or whatever. So, yeah, maybe I should give it a shot.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. So I remember how you say you don't understand the backlash surrounding The Woman King. From what I looked into, it's the same with The Greatest Showman, trying to tell an uplifting story based on a true story about fighting oppression. But if you look into the true story, you find not only did the studios make the whole thing up, but the heroes were all for the things they were fighting against in the film.
So it's weird because on the one hand, when I saw the trailer for that, I didn't think it was going to be a bad movie at all. I just thought, like, oh man, I get the feeling what kind of movie this is going to be. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be depressing. Maybe I'll watch it on a plane, which is what I did. And it's not. It's a Marvel movie. And you're right. It's about as historically accurate as Cocaine Bear is. I mean, it's just complete. I mean, and you can tell from the beginning, just complete nonsense. But it is very entertaining. It's like Braveheart. Yeah, I know this is all bullshit, but it is very entertaining bullshit. And I kind of had a good time with it. But I do agree, you have to know going in. It is just, like Braveheart, it's like complete fiction.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your top 3 favorite long-running film franchises?
I mean, like, does Batman count? I mean, I feel
don't know. Long-running.
I mean, James Bond, I guess, would count. I mean, in terms of like, no, but even then they kind of rebooted that. I don't know. I'll say Batman, I guess.
The Man of Nutrition, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Channel Awesome. Hope you two are doing good. For Doug, I was wondering, will we ever get a crossover with Scott the Woz?
Wasn't planning to. I mean, and not that he's not great. I met him at a convention. Very sweet guy. Really, really cool. I recommended some charities too for the charity shout outs, which was really, really nice. But in terms of a lot of crossovers, I know I did one recently and stuff like that, but that's the thing. I'm kind of trying to save them. I'm trying to only do them when I feel like I really need to. Like the SpongeBob one, I needed a SpongeBob expert, on there to really, really help me out and understand like what this movie meant when it came out, to someone that, was closer to it. So if something like that came about, maybe I do it then, but I don't know. I feel like the big thing is just kind of like being very genuine in your reviews. And if you're sharing it with someone and you don't need to, it feels a little less genuine. It feels a little bit more gimmicky. And I got the outfit. I'm already pretty gimmicky. I have a catchphrase and everything. So I don't know. If something feels right, if it feels like the right project, I'll probably do another crossover.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Dick Van Dyke episode that spoofs the Twilight Zone? The scene with Mary Tyler Moore cascading on walnuts. So iconic.
Yeah, I do remember. And what I like is they keep doing this joke about like, I think an extra pair of eyes in the back of people's heads, and they never show it, but just seeing his reaction every time somebody shows me, it just goes, ugh. Just that alone is enough. You just kind of imagine what it looks like and how gross it is.
Max Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Idea for fanscription. What if Rapunzel's mom drank the moondrop flower?
I'm trying to remember but that keeps her young, right? Or does she like, forget how the fuck it works. I will look into it.
Heavy Metal Harry, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry to hear about you being attacked by the new SpongeBob episode. Might I suggest going to Weenie Hut counseling?
Mm, mm. I'll be okay. Worry about yourself. I'll be okay.
Kirok, thank you for that 30-month subscription. Welcome back.
you.
Appreciate that. Hey, Doug, and hey, Heather. Aside from your wonderful reviews, a little shout out to Walter for his Twilight Zone reviews. I am a huge fan.
Oh yeah, he put so much work into him, man, and yeah, I love him too. I love stuff like that where somebody puts out something every day for a month. Like that's just always a nice thing to look forward to, like in the morning.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Which is the better action scene in a Disney film? Prince Philip battling Maleficent as a dragon or the stampede scene from Lion King?
So this is a personal preference. I like fighting the dragon, and a lot of it is I think the music in both is really good. I don't know. When I think of like an epic battle, I mean just like the little prince fighting the big dragon. The prince is so boring in that movie too, but just the visual just looks so cool and so epic. And the music and the colors and everything. Yeah, I think of that. Not to say at all the Lion King one isn't spectacular.
Man of Nutrition, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Mattel starting a cinematic universe following the Barbie movie? Hot Wheels, Uno, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and more are all confirmed currently.
How are they gonna? I remember hearing Uno and just being like, how the fuck are they gonna do that? What the hell?
It's a heist movie starring Little Yachty.
Clearly. Oh my God. Why did I even ask that? I mean, I was gonna say if they do it like Barbie movie, it'll probably be good. But then again, I do want like a different spin on it too. I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Heavy Metal Harry, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts in protagonists dying at the end of horror movies? For me, it ruined the original Elm Street movie. Nancy overcomes impossible odds, but then it's like, fuck you, Freddy wins. Although it is revealed she survives in the sequel, it makes the rest of the film look like a waste of time.
To me, it's more the shot itself dragging the woman into the house just looks so funny. But that's also part of the charm of it. It depends. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I really thought it didn't work without giving away too much, in Smile. I thought they're trying to make this very clear point, this very clear message, and then they just completely throw it out the window at the end. Like she confronts her issues and her depression and all this stuff, and then she's punished for it. Like that doesn't make sense to me if that's the message you're trying to get across.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you hate Speed Racer, Doug, but there's a scene toward the end between Pops and his son that I thought was very powerful. The acting between John Goodman and Emile Hirsch was excellent.
Maybe I should see it again. I will say this: I had a migraine when I saw the movie.
Gosh, and that didn't help.
That's not the movie you want to see when you see it.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Idea for a Darktoon video, the Sylvester and Tweety cartoon Hide and Go Tweet. It's hilariously disturbing to see cute little Tweety bird turn into this genuinely horrifying monster.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I love that one. That's a fun one. And a great design for him too. Maybe. I don't know if there's too much to talk about with it outside of the design of him, but we'll see.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. So what are your current thoughts on God of War?
Oh, I like it. A very fun game. I like the I was saying I like the chemistry between the father and the son in the lack of chemistry that they have. Like they work with that really, really well.
Blake the Nothing, thank you for that 27-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Evening, y'all. Good evening. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 favorite Robert Downey Jr. performances.
I mean, Iron Man's gotta be up there. I really did like him in Oppenheimer. I like him in it's a minor role, but I like him in Good Night and Good Luck. I think he does a good job in that.
Kurt Stiles, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I love the Darktoon series. Keep them coming. That's all.
I'll do my best.
At Movies, thank you for the 100 bits. Should we ever expect an Evil Dead month now that there are 5 movies and a show?
No, because we did an old versus new of them, and it got claim for content. It's too gory, and you can't talk about Evil Dead without talking about the gore. So probably not. Age restricted is the word I'm looking for. Sorry.
Heavy Metal Harry, thank you for the 100 bits. Am I alone in the fact that Temple of Doom is my favorite indie film? It feels the most like an adventure. The set pieces were amazing, and Indy has the most character development, going from a thief that would threaten a woman for a diamond to rescuing a village full of children and giving the artifact back to its people instead of profiteering on it.
I still don't care for it, but I know a lot of people that do. It's gotten a following. That I think it might be Brad's favorite out of all of them. It never did much for me, but to compare it to like Crystal Skull and the other one that just came out, I mean, it's got a little bit more of a bite to it, at least.
Sir Doomington, thank you for the 100 bits. In 1988, Terry Gilliam put on his own vision for the adventure of Baron Munchausen, in which the Baron is likened to his real-life counterpart, was a fairly serious individual with a stern reliance on telling the truth despite the fantastical setting, unlike his previous incarnation that played the character as a jester. Have you seen it? If not, would you consider watching it sometime so I can ask you, at least bluntly, did you enjoy it?
I did see it, and just enough. That's another one where I'm really on the cusp. I like the idea, but it is one that needs more focus. It does kind of stay in places too long or not long enough, but it was creative enough that I enjoyed it, like just enough.
Heavy Metal Harry, thank you for the 100 bits. Sinead O'Connor passed away and Kevin Spacey got acquitted. Thoughts?
Shame and shame.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. I don't remember if I've ever asked this before, but what are the chances of you doing a top 11 Tom and Jerry cartoons? I love watching the classic cartoons whenever they aired them on Cartoon Network, and I'm genuinely curious what your favorite shorts are and what you like most about them.
That's not bad. Yeah, it's funny because I don't really do top 11 lists that much because I don't think they get that many hits, but like Tom and Jerry's still a pretty big deal, and I feel like people might tune into, and it'd be fun to talk about. I might do that. It's not a bad idea.
Samwise Ass, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I was wondering if you ever heard of the TV series called Acceleracers. It was made by Hot Wheels. I've been fondly looking back on it recently.
No, I doubt I'll ever see it, but I do want to see. Oh, for some reason I thought it was like erasers, like that, like they were
No,
erasers.
Acceleracers.
Accelerators. Okay, I see. No, I doubt I'll get a chance to get around to this.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Hustlers 2019? And if so, what are your thoughts?
It's a good question. Hustlers 2019. No, my wife did. She said it was pretty good.
Sir Doomington, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you, Heather. Sorry it was long. You're welcome. I'm sorry I probably messed up a pronunciation. Ricardo Rios, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you know Matthew Broderick is going to do a drama for Netflix called Lethal Medicine?
I hope it's good, and I hope he's good. He's had one or two good things recently. He's been okay in.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Who is your favorite character in Knives Out movies outside of Benoit Blanc?
Norton's pretty fun. I like in the again, without giving away too much, the kind of the main character in the first movie. I just love that. Was it every time she lies, she throws up? And so she's trying to find ways of telling the truth in a different way so she doesn't puke. I thought all that was very funny.
Heavy Metal Harry, thank you for the 100 bits. In terms of Nostalgia Critic jokes you couldn't do anymore, do you remember the boy or girl joke in your Nick Sitcoms review?
God. Oh, the whatchamacallit? You can't do that on television. Yeah, I feel like I made that joke a couple times in the past, and again, they probably wouldn't fly now.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Fave Hoedown from Whose Line?
It's funny because I don't like the hoedowns that much. I don't think they're that funny. But I remember one where Ryan hates them too. He always goes last because he's terrible at them. I remember one where he just can't think of one. He's like, just give me time, go on without me. And then he's sitting there, he's thinking, he's like, I got one. And he just went behind him and he mouthed it. And Ryan, just did the thing where he went, like a puppet. I thought that was kind of cute. That was kind of funny.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. Follow up to my top 11 Tom and Jerry question. What's one of your favorite gags in any Tom and Jerry cartoon? I recently came across the scene where Jerry is pretending to take a bath while singing as Tom just randomly stares at him and Jerry shrieks and smacks him with a bath brush. I don't know if it's Jerry's random singing or the way he's drawn and animated, but it cracks me up.
Yeah, I know that bit. That's a funny bit. My absolute favorite that Rob and I will still put this cartoon. I forget the name of it, but it's just one where Tom setting traps at the whole cartoon, but he puts in this little bear trap and Jerry sneaks it behind him and he sits on it and the first yell is great, and he goes up into the ceiling. It's just the funniest yell I've heard in my life. It's just this muffled, it just sounds so painful and it kills me. we have to rewind it like 5 times to get the laughs out of us. It's just so funny.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of Robert Downey Jr.'s character in Oppenheimer?
I mean, we say character, but as a real person. I mean, his acting is good. That's always the tricky thing about ones that are based on, history, is that it's like, well, what do you think of the presentation? I don't know, because I don't know much about Oppenheimer and the people around him and everything. As a narrative, it was very interesting and entertaining and held my attention and seemed to work. But I have no idea what the real person was like.
You just got very blurry, Doug.
Ooh.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the remake of Fright Night? Personally, I had a few issues with it, and it's definitely not as good as the original, but Colin Farrell and David Tennant's scenery chewing made it worth it for me.
I never did see it. Everyone kind of went to it, so I never gave it a shot. But a lot of people ask me my thoughts on it, so maybe I should give it a shot.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of Mads Mikkelsen as the villain in Indiana Jones 5? And where does he rank among the other Indiana Jones main villains for you?
Oh, I liked him. He was one of the few really good things in the movie. Let's see. I mean, like Belloc and Donovan, they got to be up there. I like the acting from Malaram. I thought he did actually bring kind of a creepy presence to the role. I guess Mads would be after that, and then Blanchett from Crystal Skull.
Sir Doomington, thank you for the 100 bits. Thanks again, Heather. You flexed your lung capacity on that question. My dreams for a Munchausen review are dashed. Just kidding.
No, but you're right. I'm probably not going to review it. The movie bombed. Nobody talks about it. Nobody's going to watch a review on it.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Glad to hear you're still enjoying Spider-Man. Just a heads up, the episode that was moved is coming up soon. I thought you should know because the ending of said episode holds a significant impact on a few following episodes.
Yeah, I'm going to look that up. I remember somebody telling me that before. Maybe it was you told me that before. So I got to look up and see the actual order of it before I get to it.
The Man of Nutrition, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you see yourself still doing Nostalgia Critic in 15 years, assuming YouTube is still around in its current form?
My guess would be no, but I could see myself still doing YouTube, something like this. I don't know. We've talked about it. We know I can't put on the outfit like when I'm 60 and stuff like that, but we'll figure it out. We'll find a nice number to finally stop. But I like doing this. I like talking about movies. I like doing videos and stuff. So I'll probably still be doing something like this. I just don't think it'll be Nostalgia Critic.
And we have caught up to the bit messages.
Woo!
Woo! All right, looking at some highlighted. Blabble Block says, can you do an NC for the first Top Gun?
Maybe. That's another one where I feel like everybody's talked about it and made the jokes about it and stuff. I don't know what I could bring to it. It's also a movie. I like it. I'm not passionate about it. That's not like my 80s cheese. Like RoboCop is more my 80s cheese, like that kind of stuff. Why haven't I done RoboCop? I'm going to put that down. I did the remake, but not the original.
Derry Bennett, thank you, or not, well, yes, thank you for being here, says, how about an NC on Dead End Paranormal Park?
Dead End Paranormal Park?
Yeah.
Paranormal Park. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Let me see. 2002. Oh, it's like a newer thing. It's or Dead Endia? Is that what it is? A bit Paranormal Park? Yeah, I guess it's an animated show that I have never heard of. I will try to check it out.
Ramirez says, Looney Tunes cartoons in the Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse are ending this week. Favorite cartoon from both shows. And how did you feel about that joke on the Patrick Show?
Betrayed. Hurt so badly. No, great honor. I mean, it's so funny to see that. It was very, very funny. In terms of the Mickey Mouse one, that's like the game that's coming out, right? That's the one we're talking about. The
Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's one. It's kind of the Ren and Stimpy type humor a little bit. I'm trying to think of one. I like the one where he's trying to chase the hot dog because somehow the hot dog like comes alive. That made me laugh pretty hard. I didn't see much of the new Looney Tunes show. It was good. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't like grabbing me that much. So I don't know. I appreciate the effort, but it just never quite grabbed me. So I can't tell you what my favorite episode is.
Matt Gamer says, a recommendation for an NC commercial special, the survival ads, where a hitchhiker won't take a ride because that a driver is not insured by survival, so they rather stay stranded out in the middle of nowhere, I guess.
All right, I'll try to look that up.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
That's the Coen brothers, right? Was it
Mm-hmm.
Buster Scruggs?
That's where the first time here meme comes
Yeah,
from.
yeah. I really liked it. I liked it a great deal. It is one of those where you can kind of tell which ones were written by the Coen brothers,
Okay.
which it does stand out a bit, but they're still good. I still like them. Yeah, I like the bleakness of them. I like just short, bleak stories, and half the time the message is just, life's shit and you die,
Yeah.
kind of thing. I don't know. Every once in a while, I like just a pessimistic story.
Lord R. Wolfen says, would you ever review Dirty Grandpa for NC? No reason, just because I hate that movie. I hate that movie. I hate that movie. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Goes insane.
No, that type of movie. I love the Jackass movies, but yeah, I feel like that idea of like combining it, like we're telling a story, but we're also like doing these stunts, like somewhere there's a good idea in there, but everybody just says they didn't do it right there and they didn't do it right in that Action Park. Well, the parody of Action Park,
Mm-hmm.
which I was really ashamed because I was looking forward to that. I wanted to see the stunts and some great comedy, but it's just those really boring 80s plots that without the really funny comedy.
Master Mario, thank you. Yes, thank you for being here. I'm so used to on my brain being like, thank you for the 100 bits.
Yeah.
Master Mario says, I have a couple of requests. My first one is top 11 company jingles, such as Flintstones Vitamins and 1-800-EMPIRE. My second one is educational shows we watched at school, such as Schoolhouse Rock, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Reading Rainbow, Magic School Bus, and Wishbone. God, I was such a Wishbone girl. I loved that show.
See, that's part of it. So I feel like educational shows, not that we didn't have them like when I was growing up, but there was a big boom in them, like when I hit around high school. And I feel like I wouldn't be able to represent a lot. I didn't grow up with Magic School Bus. I didn't grow up with Wishbone. I didn't grow up with Bill Nye. I grew up a little bit with Beekman's World, but not much. So there's this huge boom that was just a little past my time. So I think that somebody else should probably handle that. And then, what was the other one?
Top 11 company jingles.
Oh, and God, there's too damn many. I don't even know what I would pick. I mean, even just like local ones, sometimes would be in there. People be like, "What's that? I never heard of that." So, yeah, I'm not sure.
Elite Gamer says, good evening, Heather and Doug. I mean, Bubble Bass. Not sorry, Doug.
I hate it.
Hope you both are doing well. I was wondering, with Cartoon Network Studios finally shutting down its doors, would you do any of the late 90s, early 2000s cartoons like Billy and Mandy Foster's Home or Codename Kids Next Door? Thanks for so many laughs and hope the studio is doing well.
So, are they closing down or are they just merging with something else?
I think they're just merging.
Okay.
But they are doing layoffs.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, so that's another one. It's just a hint past my time. I feel like we did like Toonami, which is kind of a compilation of that. But some people are saying like, "Oh, do you like cartoon?" You know what? I did the Cartoon Network bumpers. That's about as close as I can get because I remember those weirdly enough more than the shows. I think I watched those more than the actual shows like Dexter's Lab and stuff. Even though I have seen a little bit and I like them, but I'm not an expert on them. Not enough to like dedicate a whole show to them.
Luke the Boss says, you guys rock. Hope y'all's day is going good.
Back at you. You rock.
Yeah, thank you. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What's a movie you never want to watch again? It's Django Unchained for me. It's a very good movie, but the subject matter and imagery, while I understand it is important, I don't want to watch black folks be called racial slurs, whipped, attacked by dogs, etc.
I get that. There's one movie. Maybe it's time I watch it again, but it was one of my favorite movies for a long time. I said I would never watch it again. It's called Happiness. It's just one of the most disturbing goddamn films I've ever seen. And I said, this is brilliant. This is amazing. I can't ever put it on again. And I think I was like in high school when I first saw that. And it's one of those movies where I'm like, maybe it's about time. Maybe it's one of those. But it's not a movie that you can think of like, oh, I should watch this with like a friend or something. It is just so disturbing and so miserable that it's like, I almost don't want to share it with people, but I do as well because it is so well made and just so uncomfortable. So yeah, that's probably the one.
Dino Man says top 5 Dougs, not including NC since he is number 1. 5, Draken Doug. 4, Bob Chapek Doug. 3, Devil Boner. 2, I don't know his name, but the person who always screams and who always scams NC. And 1, Chestery Bum.
Oh, God bless you, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think Uncle Lies is probably who you're thinking of. That always scams him.
Yeah, probably. Honest Reviewer says, Peter Weir, let me guess. You're reviewing The Car That Ate Paris. Didn't think you'd get to that.
All right, yeah, you got it. That's the one. Okay, you ruined it for everybody. No.
Chris Kringle says, would you consider reviewing Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, now the second worst indie film after Dial of Destiny?
So that's one of the theme months we're thinking about. We're either thinking of like a Superman month where we do the rest of the Reeve films and then maybe like the Snyder Cut, or an Indiana Jones month where we review all the movies. And I re-reviewed Temple of Doom because my thoughts have changed a little bit. I still don't think it's good, but I do appreciate it a little bit more after Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny.
Power Gamer says, I want to thank you, Doug. My life has now been changed forever. Thanks to your suggestion, I have finally seen peak cinema. I have finally watched The Room.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it is a unique experience, isn't it?
For sure.
Even when we were going through like all the drama with him, like trying to take down the video, the review we did and stuff like that, we were still like, but please, people, go see it. We never said, don't support him. We were like, no, everyone needs to see this movie.
Right? Absolutely. Dino Man says, rank all 5 Disney Golden Age films. Snow White, Pinocchio, Fantasia, Dumbo, and Bambi.
Fantasia, I'll say Snow White. Man, that's rough. I guess Pinocchio, Dumbo, and Bambi. Bambi's better made than I think probably Dumbo, but I just think Dumbo's a little bit more unique and strange, so I like it a little bit more.
Brightburn says, who watches The Watchmen? Indeed. Fun Zook says, ever seen a movie Flypaper? It's a fun movie about a bank being robbed by multiple groups of thieves.
Sounds like a funny idea. No, I never even heard of it. No, never heard of it. I will try to check it out.
This will probably be our last one here. Pizza King asks, Doug, have you seen Transformers Rise of the Beast now that it's released digitally?
Not yet. I will get around to it at some point. You know, I heard it's decent. I heard it's okay. So I'll try to watch it soon.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us here as usual. We super appreciate it. We do have content here of 5 days a week. So come on back tomorrow, Friday, Monday, etc. We'll be here hanging out. We are still 14 subs away from our July goal. And I think I said that today was the last day, but you know what? I'm feeling generous, everyone. Do you think we can get 14 subs by the end of the week for that? I think we can. I think it's possible. So I'll keep it up for tomorrow and Friday because I believe in us. I believe in the us that wants to see Doug live react to an old Nostalgia Critic video.
I believe in us.
I do too, okay? We are gonna go over and raid Tamara Chambers as usual because we love her and she is also on Nostalgia Critic. So we, have fun with Tamara. So we're gonna head over there, I'm apparently gonna forget how to swallow my own spit.
I like you sound like an old lady there.
Have a wonderful rest of your evening and we will see y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.